What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average mourner of Tatiana's death enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is to give you guys some admin notes and closing thoughts on Tatiana, the PSA Dagger test, and to give you guys a vote, a platform to vote on for a future video and testing here on the channel. So, first and foremost, some admin notes regarding Tatiana, the Dagger, who is now deceased. Guys, I've seen a lot of copium in the comments of guys saying, the gun's not dead, does it still shoot? Here's how I look at that. When you have 18 light primer strikes, you have the front sight falling off the gun, and you have the slide release / slide stop physically fall out of the gun, and then the trigger takedown pin is trying to walk itself out of the gun by just shaking it, that is a failure. The gun is dead at that point. If I were to continue shooting, it would only go a couple more rounds until that trigger takedown pin would completely come out of the gun altogether, okay, that right half. So, for the guys that are saying, oh, the gun isn't dead, the gun's whatever, no. Like, stop with the PSA copium. If any gun died, if a Glock died, if a Beretta died in the same manner, where the gun was, a part of the gun fell out, then I would call it dead, okay? So, that goes for rifles, anything. Any type of weapon that we ever test on the channel, if a part of the gun physically falls out of the gun, then it's dead at that point, especially if it's a major component like a slide release, right? Because that can sometimes be needed to clear a malfunction, and it's literally a major component of the gun, okay? So there's that. So, it has been brought to my attention that a ton of you guys want to see the Ruger RXM tested here on the channel. I've already named her Riley Reed, the Ruger RXM, if we decide to go that route. Now, first and foremost, I need you guys to like this video and comment down below. So go ahead and like the video right now. Okay, thanks for doing that. Share the video with a buddy so they can vote too. And let me know, would you rather see Riley Reed, the Ruger RXM, burned down in the same exact manner that we did the Dagger burn down, okay? So it'd be 1,000 round increments on the flat range, as close to a one take as possible, as close to a short period of time as possible for each 1,000 round, going to as far as it will go until the gun dies, okay? So if you want to see Riley Reed, the Ruger RXM, well, then comment that down below. If you want to see Tatiana, the PSA Dagger compact, fixed, well, then I'll either contact PSA, or I'll just have a local gunsmith put in a new firing pin, put in the slide stop, fix the trigger takedown pin, fix the front sight, and we'll continue testing with Tatiana, the PSA Dagger. So that is going to be up for you guys to decide. The comment section will be, you know, where I'll go through and tally. So I'll go on the whiteboard and I'll tally up, okay? Option number 1, to make it simple for me to tally the votes. Option number 1, just put option 1, Riley Reed, the Ruger RXM. Or put option 2, Tatiana, the PSA Dagger. Don't talk in riddles in your comment, because if you talk in riddles, then it's going to get lost in translation, okay? And you can't vote for both. You got to vote for one or the other. If you want both, well, you need to decide which one you want first, okay? So yeah, right now I'm pretty sure the Riley Reed, the Ruger RXM, is coming in around either $400 or $450. So if you guys want to help, so if people decide to buy that gun, or people decide to force me to buy that gun, if you want to support monetarily, I'll leave links down below where you can help with the ammo fund. That's the most expensive part of these tests, is the magazines that I purchased and the ammo, okay? Because I purchased, like, how many mags? Like 40 mags, 40 to 50 mags for this test. Some insane amount of magazines. So if you want to help with the magazine fund, the ammo fund, or the gun fund itself, I'll leave links down below. But yeah, this video really is to just close out the Tatiana discussion, because there's a lot of copium happening in the comment section of my testing video. And there's a lot of guys saying things like, oh, this is invalid because you didn't test a Glock first. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Guys, I don't have 100,000 rounds, you know, at my disposal, allegedly, to test all these guns. So you guys have to understand, this is a part-time job. So if you want it to be as close to science as possible, right? Science. Bill Nye, this science guy's a creep. Anyway, if you want it to be as close to science as possible, well, that would require funding. And seeing as how this is free content, it is bought and paid for by the members of the Patreon. So thank you to the members of the Patreon. You guys are awesome, but unfortunately, the Patreon dollars only go so far, and they're not going to be buying 10,000 rounds worth of ammo every 3 weeks. You guys kind of get what I'm getting at there, okay? So all that to say, you guys have an important decision to make, okay? Our lives depend on it. Get it in the comment section. What I say, option 1, Riley Reed, the Ruger RXM, the weird Glock Gen 3 clone that they have created, or option number 2, Tatiana, the PSA dagger getting fixed up. If I fix it, I'm going to replace the firing pin because it had 18 light primer strikes total. Had 18 light primer strikes. It had the front sight come loose. It had the slide release fall out of the gun, and the accuracy of the gun is also something kind of concerning. The last like 4 mags on the gun, it was significantly left, and I'm talking like the dots on the head target, the head of the target, and I see impacts in the dirt like 8 inches to the left, and I'm still looking. Like as the dot settles, every time I'm looking at that, and even with the irons, even though the front sight was loose, but even with a rough sight picture of where the irons were, I had rounds impacting significantly left, like at least 6 to 8 inches, which is a lot of inches for you guys not tracking. Okay, that's a lot of space. So anyway, I'll leave it up for you guys to vote. If you guys enjoy the content here on the channel, hit the like button, comment down below your vote, share the video with a buddy. If you want to support monetarily, do all the things. And I look forward to seeing what you guys want. I look forward to seeing what you guys want to see next, because you'll be watching me, watching you, watching me, watching you. Any thoughts on the dagger test? She has high opinions, so I'm going to give it to Nighthawk for about 30 seconds. What are your thoughts?
On the spot here. My thoughts are, I'm very much like, I get that the gun, for all intents and purposes, is broken. However, I am like, if it's fixable, I think it's important to note that, and maybe just fix it and then see. I think we should burn down that once we fix it, because if it was just like one piece, I know that like the sights are kind of getting loose and stuff, but I think we should fix it. And
don't forget about the firing pin though, the light primer strikes.
I mean, the light primer strikes are something, but like you said, your anticipation was that the firing pin would just finally give out. So I say, okay, if the fixable piece is easily fixed, let's see what breaks next.
It would be cheap. It would be, I think it would be like $60 all in all for a gunsmith as well, right?
I want to see what breaks next. Basically, is what I'm.
Okay.
I want to see what breaks next.
All right, so guys, you heard what Nighthawk wants. She wants Tatiana to continue being tested. She also doesn't want me to waste any more of my money on these guns, if we're being honest, because I have to buy all these guns, and it pulls from other things, right? Blah blah blah. YouTuber complaining, but I'm not a YouTuber. Like, I know you guys think I'm a YouTuber because you're like, okay, yes, am I posting content on YouTube? So yes, legally speaking, I am a YouTube content creator.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, like legally speaking, I'm a YouTube content creator. However, I'm just a dude, and I just happen to be active. I'm just a girl, and I just happen to be active duty Army still, and I just happen to have to spend 12 to 14 hours a day at work doing things, drill sergeant things. So I say all that to say the money, the time and the money is not like fake time. If I was like a Brandon Herrera or a Garand Thumb, which I'm not, obviously, like I'm a D-list compared to those size of channels, but if I was one of these dudes that their full-time job was to create content, then I wouldn't complain about having to buy things. You know what I mean? It would just be a par for the course, right? It would just be another thing you have to do for content creation. But seeing as how this is not my full-time venture, it does get relatively expensive. If you look at like the view count, the number of Patreon members I have, and the number of supporters I have monetarily, it does not add up. Like, I'm significantly in the red.
But those of you that are contributing, we appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
It does not go unrecognized. Big time. We thank you.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think we should save a little bit of money and just break Tatiana down.
Right.
Just really abuse her.
So no Riley Reed. Okay, we'll see what the guys say in the comments. Do you guys want to see Riley Reed, the Ruger RXM, option 1, or option 2, Tatiana, the PSA dagger? And I'll have to find, if they do want Tatiana, I'll have to find a gunsmith. But I think a lot of guys are going to want the RXM because there's no content creators actually shooting the guns. That's kind of the deal. Is guys, there's no content creators taking a gun and like as close like fulfilling their autistic needs where they see like 1,000 rounds straight, 1,000 rounds straight, 1,000 rounds straight over and over again, and then they get to see the failures. There's not a lot of that on YouTube right now. So I can understand if they want the RXM. I can understand it. I can understand if they want the RXM. I can also see guys wanting to see Tatiana go the distance.
I can go the distance.
Okay. All right. We're going to go lift. I'll edit this up and get it pushed out for you guys today. Vote down below. Thanks for supporting the channel. And until next time, this will be Trench Grenade and Nighthawk, your average. Are we fighting over Riley Reid versus Tatiana?
Well, you named it Riley Reid. Don't think that that's lost on me. I know.
All right, guys. Thanks for being here. And until next time, it's Trench Grenade, your average fake YouTuber signing out. Cheers. Wolverines!